So next up we have Dick Valent, who's been a UCAR NCAR employee for 40 years, and he's... Is that not right?
That's right.
You wear it well, Dick. So he retired last year, and he serves right now as a casual, and he's also a UCAR Ombudsman.
That's right. So I'd like to talk to you about the UCAR Ombuds program today. I'll just start off by asking what is an ombuds, and it's a Swedish word that means representative. And basically what we do is we try to help out employees and visiting scientists if they have problems in the workplace. Problems can be anything, sometimes even technical. The question is why have ombuds at UCAR? And the reason is that it's just one more resource for visiting scientists and for others to come and see us if they have trouble. We represent fair process, and that's going to have some implications. We'll explain that a little bit or a lot in the coming slides, but it's a little bit different than what you might think. One question you might have is, doesn't HR handle fair process issues? And in fact, they do. They do very well. But we're just a little bit different than they are, and the reason that we're different is because we practice to a different standard. Basically, we abide by the International Ombuds Code of Ethics. There's 4 parts of it: independence, neutrality, confidentiality, and informality. And so in the coming slides, we'll talk to you about neutrality and confidentiality. Neutrality basically says that we don't represent you and we don't represent the organization. We're really interested in that concept of fair process. That's hard to understand until you really get into this. When we say complete confidentiality, we really mean that. I kind of view it as one strike and I'm out. There is one exception to that, and that is we have to waive that. We have to make an exception when there appears to be risk of imminent harm. If somebody comes and says, I'm feeling suicidal or I'm going to hurt someone, then we have to actually report that. A lot of people will come to us and say, I don't care. Tell the world, I'm mad. But the fact is that we do care. We do have to practice to the IOA standard of confidentiality. And in fact, we don't even report to UCAR management. Who we do report to is the Board of Trustees. That higher level, again, helps us with the confidentiality and the neutrality. A couple things that we're not. We don't handle emergencies. In general, we can, but we don't. You would call 911 for that, or you would call UCAR security. The reason is there's just 2 of us, and we really can't handle that. Another thing that might surprise people is that we don't serve notice to anyone. But if you think about it, that gets back to the confidentiality. If a visitor wants to serve notice, they would have to go through their management chain. So this won't surprise you when I answer this question to tell you that it's most of the questions that we see, or most of the problems we see, are employee supervisor type of problems. The rest would be probably interpersonal, and then there's a few others. The question is really how can we help, say, in an employee supervisor problematic situation? Try to go through exactly what we do. Mainly, we will listen to the visitor. We'll listen and we'll try to get all the information that we can. And we ask 3 questions. How long has it been going on? What have you done about it? And what are your expectations? Based on that information that we get, we will, with the visitor, we'll create homework. We get some homework and the visitor gets homework. Some of it's easy, like say going through annual reviews. Some of it's hard. So question is, what happens after the homework? And I think you can kind of guess what happens is we sit down. Usually these meetings are face-to-face, and we'll discuss the results of the homework. What did you do, or what happened when you did what you thought would be best? Basically, what comes out of this is a set of options that we discuss with the visitor. Many of the options, in fact, the best ones, come from the visitor himself or herself. The question is then what, and I think you can guess it's like one of these flow charts that just keeps going back on itself. There's more meetings. We keep after it until either the question is resolved or the visitor says, okay, I think we're done. How successful are we? Based on our exit surveys, we're pretty successful. However, not everybody fills out those surveys, so we can only go on what we have. And again, it's the visitor who says we're done. So now with that, we're done.